Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at that person next to you.
Say, I recognize the God in you.
I recognize the God in you.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me.
We come together, come together.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at that person next to you.
Say, loves you and I love you too.
God loves you and I love you too.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
Every walk of life.
Every walk of life.
Every creed and color.
Every creed and color.
In kinship we unite.
Kinship we unite.
In honor of the God in each other. Hey, look at the person next to you.
Take a look at that person next to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel it. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love. Yes. Today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Love, I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. Compassion, I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I choose compassion today. Joy, I choose joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. Abundance, I choose abundance today. I choose abundance today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I choose abundance today. Heaven, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. Amen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's already on. It's amazing. Welcome, Ahava Center for Spiritual Living. Ahava is the Hebrew word for love, and we gather together every Sunday morning knowing that love is
Always the answer.
Absolutely. My name is Adam Moore. I am a member here. Let's first, though, give some love to these musicians up here. We got Mike, we got Margot, we got Seneca. So thank you. Now, who are we? We are a conscious community committed to curiosity so that we may provide a loving space to be reminded of the truth of who we are. We are an open and affirming community so that whoever you are and wherever you are on your path of spiritual discovery, you are welcome here. If you are joining us on the live stream, please feel welcome to say hello in the chat. Let us know where you are tuning in from, especially if it's your first time tuning in with us. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can be joining us every week that we go live here on our Sunday mornings. And of course, you're always welcome to join us in person if you're able to. For those of you in the room, we always encourage you to take out your phones as long as they are on silent, but take pictures, take videos, whatever you can to spread the love, the joy, the vibrations, the energy that is taking place here, and spread that, of course, with everyone else out there. We want to spread the love as much as we can. We want everyone to know that they are welcome to be a part of that love also. For our first-time guests, if it's your first time joining us here today, we especially welcome you. Please know that your presence does make a difference here in this room with us. When you arrived, hopefully you received a connection card and a flower. If there's anyone who did not receive that, please raise your hand as well. And also, is there just anyone who is here for the first time so we can love on you a little bit? Yay. Yes. Please do stick around afterwards, too. We always have like some coffee and tea and just fellowship afterwards. Today, though, is Potluck Sunday, the last Sunday of the month, so stick around. There's free food. Hooray. Thanks, Seneca. Appreciate you. We are grateful to the many people who give of their time and their talents each week to make sure that we're able to put on these services and to be this loving space that we are. So we want to thank all those volunteers who serve in order to create this sacred space. So give a little love or pat yourself on the back if that's you for all of our Ahava volunteers. Now, we invite you to take a moment, turn someone next to you or even far away from you. People up here on the stage need love too. But with your hands over your heart, please say, thank you for being a reflection of me.
Thank you for being a reflection of me.
We are, so who are we? Our vision. We are an inclusive community committed to global transformation through personal evolution. And then our purpose, I'll let y'all say it, wake up, step up, and make a difference. Today's affirmation, I'm going to say it, and then I'll have you say it after I do. I am co-creating a world that works for everyone.
I am co-creating a world that works for everyone.
And now I'll turn it back over to our musicians and the invocation.
We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we're held in the hands of grace. Sing it with me. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace. We are held in the hands of grace.
We are held in the hands of grace, right here and right now, knowing that there is only one life, one mind, one energy, one source of everything. There is nothing outside of this one. Today I know it as love, as joy, as abundance, as harmony, as clarity, and so much more. Knowing that that is the truth of the one, I know it is the truth of each and every person hearing my voice right now. And I bless this day. I bless this service, our amazing Reverend Rainbow, all the musicians, all the people who come together to create this service, heat the coffee and get everything ready. So there are so many blessings. A rain of blessings. And I let it be by saying, and so it is.
So it is. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. One more time. We are held in the hand of grace. Thank you.
Reading. He's still held in the hands of grace. He doesn't know what's going on.
I was getting into that flow. That's what I was. Today's reading. This is on, isn't it? Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Today's reading. This is a African tribe, the Ubuntu, and it's their wisdom tells us. The lesson of the Ubuntu is best described in a proverb that is found in almost every African language, whose translation is, a person is a person through other persons. The fundamental meaning of the proverb is that everything we learn and experience in the world is through our relationships with other people. We are therefore called to examine our actions and thoughts, not just for what they will achieve for us, but for how they impact on others with whom we are in contact. All joined together. Thank you.
Word about the world today. Every day is worse than yesterday. Enough is enough, I gotta do my part. Never gonna get there if I never start. Ooh, but I've got this voice inside my head. It says, who are you to make a difference? And I say, I'm no one special, but never forget. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. I'm gonna do one thing different. I'm gonna make a change. One thing different. I'm gonna start today. One link in a chain may seem kind of small, but if I break away, the whole thing's gonna fall. I'm making one stay the same. What can I do about the world today? Ask the questions I'm afraid to face. Listen to my brothers and my sisters' pain, even if it makes my own heart break. Whoa. And here's the promise I make right now. Stand up, speak out, and still something's going down. Don't walk away from the cold hard truth. Walk a mile in someone else's shoes, 'cause nothing changes, nothing changes. Yeah, if nothing changes, nothing changes. I'm gonna do one thing different. Gonna make a change. Just one thing different. I'm gonna start today. One link in a chain may seem kind of small, but if I break away, the whole thing's gonna fall. Gonna make one thing different, and nothing will stay the same. I can't feed the world, but I can feed one child. I may not save the earth, but I can surely try. One thing different. I'm gonna make that change. One thing different. I'm gonna start today. One thing different. Gonna make a change. I'm gonna do one thing different. I'm gonna start today. One link in a chain makes me kind of small, but if I break away, the whole thing's gonna fall. I'm making one thing different, and the whole thing's gonna change. Nothing will stay the same. The whole world's gonna change.
Yes. Yes. Good morning, good morning. Shall I say grand rising? Grand rising, yes. So we are wrapping up January series, Grand Rising. But don't you worry, because Grand Rising is the theme of the year. So we don't get to leave it. We still get to have a grand rising all day. So we've been talking this month about this term, this phrase, grand rising, that has really been popularized in the Black community, and then it kind of took off with the younger community on TikTok with this idea of starting each day being grateful that once again our soul is in our body and we get to rise. And we get to rise to meet a new day and choose to meet that new day in a grand way. And think about what is that one thing. Doesn't have to be a whole big major thing, but that one thing that we can choose to do today to make a difference in how we are contributing to the collective consciousness, to the evolution of our humanity and our global society. We've talked about embracing micro moments of practice and presence, how we can start our day with a morning routine. And again, it doesn't have to mean we have to go and buy the perfect yoga outfit and have the right perfect little meditation cushion and all the oils and the candles. Those are really wonderful auxiliary if you choose, but let's not let that stop us, right? We don't have to have anything really, just to drop in that moment and experience the presence of the divine within, and to take that breath and to recenter and to hit reset whenever we need throughout the day in order to once again rise to the grand occasion that is this thing called life. And we've been using the book called The Four Pivots by Sean Ginwright. And we've looked at, I'll just recap briefly, the first pivot being from lens to mirror. And his book is really about how we can affect social change and do the justice work in the world, yet in a sustainable way by doing our own healing. So lens to mirror means not just looking at what's out there that needs to change, but how within us is an opportunity to do our own healing. So to look within for what triggers us so that we can do our own work and show up to the table of the organizing, the community work, the justice work, whether we be the builder, whether we be the firefighter or the architect, whatever our role is in this evolution of consciousness, we can show up being willing to heal our own stuff so we can be more effective, right? And then the second pivot is transactional to transformative. So instead of just doing, well, I'll do this for this and that for this, right? In this very transactional way, transformative lifts us out of that mentality of give and take, of kind of keeping score, and allows for something greater to move through us to experience the shift that we desire. And then last week, we had the very demonstration of the pivot from problem to possibility. Right? So we had, I don't even know how many inches of snow upon a whole week of freezing weather. And then it was like 5 degrees last Sunday morning. And so you're welcome. We allowed you to stay in your pajamas at home and tune in via Zoom. So that's another way that we can pivot, right? So look at a problem and turn to possibility, and being open to infinite possibility and more possibility thinking. So today, the fourth pivot is from hustle to flow. So Ron already demonstrated what it means to be in the flow, right? And he was so in the flow, and we're like, Ron, though, you gotta hustle now. Go do your reading. But this pivot, y'all, this is the one that I have been doing my work on for 20 years. When I first, entered the workforce field, whatever. I don't think it was a problem as much when I was in school. I didn't care that much about the hustle. But after that, the idea of hustle. Let's just get acquainted with that, right? So hustle is so prominent in our culture that we glorify it now, right? It's like a badge of honor how busy we are. And the capitalist culture that we live in would have us believe that everything is urgent and that it exists on the premise of scarcity, of not enough, right? That there's not enough time, there's not enough money. And therefore, we're kind of always going at our wits' end, trying to hustle and living in this frantic state of all of our to-dos, right? Who here has a to-do list? Raise your hand. Yes. If you do not, I envy you, and you can be my mentor on this. Okay, see, she resisted, and then she's like, well, let me be honest. All right. So to-do list, nothing wrong with to-do list, right? I mean, there's stuff to do, and we have to stay organized. the idea, though, is to break free of the mindset of scarcity that is underneath what we choose to do in our lives. So when we can break free from the scarcity mindset, when we can pause and breathe, choose to get centered, and to meet the day, meet the activity from a place of wholeness and enoughness, it totally shifts how we show up to those things, and it allows us to be more in the flow, and actually things just work out so much easier than when we're kind of at this frantic go, go, go place, with then we're probably breaking 5 dishes along the way and creating a lot more chaos to then keep proving to ourselves, see, now there's another thing I have to do, right? Am I talking to anyone here besides myself? I don't know. All right, so when we move into the flow state, that's when things start to come together with that effortless ease, without the need to force things to make it happen. Sean Ginwright defines flow as a state of awareness that is free of judgment, doubt, fear, confusion, and is guided by a sense of effortless certainty. I love that idea, right? Effortless certainty. It's just that place of like something within me knows. I know, and then I do without having to think about it. And then he goes on to say that flow is a critical ingredient for social change because it gives us the permission to separate from the madness of capitalist culture and tap into the ancient power of slowing down. And this is where, if again we turn to various indigenous cultures, we can see how there was always a dedication to slowing down, a practice, a ritual of going at the pace of nature and working with the elements and not forcing upon ourselves this idea of these constructs of time. Remember, time's an illusion. We decide, right? So the key is to be able to enter into this flow state by slowing down and practicing resting. Rest, as we know, is critical for the human body to recover, to reduce stress, but it's just as essential for our soul. So many faith traditions have periods of rest, right? For example, the Sabbath. So when we can make a commitment to rest, and there's now, I think we kind of like hit a tipping point in our society where we realize this isn't sustainable. And these younger generations are like, hey, y'all are working way too much, right? And we're going to start to change and shift this culture. And we're going to rest. We're going to allow ourselves a mental health day, a self-care day, right? Because when we're going without filling ourselves up first, we're not even working on all cylinders, you know? We're not giving our best to anything. We're just kind of doing a lot of this, which doesn't even allow us to bring our full and whole self to the table. So we can finally get our minds to slow down, to stop the chatter of all those things that we have to do, and then we can practice engaging in a deep sense of relaxation and the art of simply being present now. And this is how we transform the lie of not enoughness in our own minds, to be a part of this shifting of the collective consciousness, creating that opening then for more mystical and intuitive experiences to come through us, to be revealed through us, to open to this possibility of innovation and ideas to be birthed that then will transform the world and create a more equitable and just society that truly works for all. Dr. Ernest Holmes is the founder of the Science of Mind teaching, our predominant teaching here. And in the Declaration of Principles, he says, we believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature. And anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. So what does this mean? We all have the power within to reveal the truth, to hear the insight, the nudge, the intuition of that still small voice of spirit, living, moving, having its very being in all of us. So living in close contact with the indwelling spirit involves listening, paying attention, which often requires silence, slowing down, conscious awareness. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't go about daily activities, right? That's the practice, is how to show up in your life, but still be tuned to that inner voice. And to be listening, to be noticing as you're doing something, if something feels off. Our bodies are such great indicators of that little nudge of telling us something. You know, if we're asked to do something, listen for that full, sacred, wholehearted yes. And if there's anything other than that, just notice if your default is just to automatically say, okay, yes. Or do you pause and do you listen before you agree to add something else to your to-do list? Living in close contact with that indwelling spirit opens us to that pure awareness. So rest allows us the time to be intentional and connect with our own true nature and open to that mystical truth. We can also cultivate this in our lives by making time to relax, hang out with friends or family with no agenda. Periods of meditation, self-reflection, sitting and daydreaming, coloring, doing a puzzle. Many of these mindless activities that are actually quite mindful if we simply take the time to listen and to be still. Thich Nhat Hanh says, we humans have lost the wisdom of genuinely resting and relaxing. We worry too much. We don't allow our bodies to heal, and we don't allow our minds and hearts to heal, right? And sometimes it's out of avoidance, right? We may have something painful emotionally going on that it's easier just to keep moving and to keep doing things. Sometimes it's because we're called up in needing to make ends meet, right? And we gotta hustle. So how can we come into balance and notice perhaps there's an opportunity also to rely on each other, for we are a community. This isn't a pull yourself up from the bootstraps community. This is a we are all in this together. So when you find yourselves in a time of extra need and demands that are occurring in your life, doesn't mean we have to sacrifice the rest and the restoration and the meditation practice. They may be shorter micro moments here and there in commuting from one thing to another and carrying in or putting away the groceries, doing the laundry. How can we still be present in all that we have to do and slow down enough to take a breath and then ask for help and support when needed? Because that's what we are here for together. And our frenzied Western culture tells us that we don't have time to waste, right? We have to keep up with the Jones. We have to keep up with our peers, and this person did this, and this person's doing that, and I should be here by this point in my life, whatever that may be. And because of social media, we see what everyone else is doing all the time, which makes it even more available for our minds to judge, to compare, right? But what is flow? It's that space without judgment. It's that space of awareness. And I can remember, in my young adult life, having so many creative ideas and feeling, instead of just the power of the infinite possibility and creativity, I would feel the excitement of the idea come through me and then very quickly move to that sense of scarcity and urgency of like, this, I got to do this and I need to do this. And like I was running out of time already in my very young stage of life, and I felt all this urgency to do all these things, and now's the time, right? And then as I have gotten older, then I can see like time kind of has a new perspective, right? It shifts. And as I began to let go of the narrative, wherever it came from, that I'm supposed to, be married at a certain age, have kids by this age, have your career figured out, and start saving for retirement and buy the house for the this, letting go of all those ideas that my life just didn't look like that, right? And so why put that pressure on? And to be grateful and present for what is occurring right now. So to open up to the flow and to be able to experience the joy of all those ideas and that creativity, which is, one of the things I love and value most about myself. But there's that capitalist something, that seed in my mind that like everything I then go to some point, well, maybe I'm supposed to do this, or, I'm supposed to sell this, or I'm supposed to do this professionally, or how can I make money off of my doodles? It's like, I would love to just doodle. And so noticing all those things and then just being in the flow and being creative because it's fun, then that flow state is what attracts the opportunities and the connections in ways that I could not have pieced together how I am standing here right now based on, when I started dancing when I was 5, when I studied theater in college, all of these things that created this perfect tapestry of opportunities and shaping me for this role I could not have known or planned. Yet, I just had to trust the flow and be in the flow, right? But I say this is my work because it's still so easy to get caught up in all that needs to be done. And I can see, we'll just take Ahava, for example, right? So many ideas and so many things of possibility of who we are becoming. And what I have to remember is that vision of who we are becoming is constantly evolving and is constantly becoming. And it doesn't mean I have to do it all right now, because then I'd burn out, and then what, right? So having that long-term vision and moving step by step, and then in the flow, people show up. You're here now for that. That's where that idea is. You're the one to bring that, right? So it also involves letting go of this idea that we have to do it all ourselves, right? So this hustle mentality would have us rushing around, doing all the things ourselves, and trying to counter our belief that we are somehow not good enough or that there is not enough by doing things in order to prove that we are enough. So it's, again, that's the pivot. Instead of doing things to prove that we are worthy or good, or to do things to get the praise and the accolades to fill ourselves up, we do the things because we know we are worthy and we have something to give and offer. And we can't help but, because our heart is called to service, to share for others and humanity. The key is to notice the place in which we are moving from, right? What is our motivation? What is the underlying beliefs or mentality that is driving us to do what we do? And if we notice that we are doing something because we do not feel whole or worthy ourselves, it doesn't mean you have to stop being of service. Just first notice it. And then we can apply the practices of self-care, of rest, of meditation, of affirmation, of building ourselves up, knowing that we are whole, perfect, and complete, without having to have the world tell us that. Because trust me, y'all, it's really hard. The world has so many messages about why we aren't good enough. So let's not listen to them anymore, right? Let's just listen to ourselves and that place within us that knows our own divine perfection. Working in the invisible to then demonstrate the visible. Because life is an outpicturing of our beliefs and our collective consciousness. So society is constantly being, telling us, we're being sold this narrative of lack and limitation, that there's not enough. But what is enough? And who defines enough? The world is constantly growing in its wealth. That is just kind of this made-up system. So who gets to determine what is enough? It's time that we take back our power. That we take back our power and remember that we are more than enough just as we are. And to work together to ensure that all people have access to basic needs such as food and clothes and shelter, because all beings are inherently worthy and deserving. Tricia Hersey is known as the Nap Bishop, and she has a ministry called the Nap Ministry, and a recent book out as well. So you can follow her on social media. But I love her work, and I started following her work, shortly before I moved here. It's a little over 5 years ago. So it's a good reminder. Maybe it's just me, but I need this kind of reminder about once a year, right? To slow down and to rest. So I'm going to share a little bit from her new book. It can be overwhelming to go against the dominant culture's desires and plans. We have been taught to hustle, fake it till we make it, ignore our body's cues for rest. Grind culture thrives on us remaining in our heads, unable to allow the technology of our divine bodies to soar and develop. There is massive knowledge and wisdom lying dormant in our exhausted and weary bodies and hearts. I believe the dreaming part of our unraveling will be the most challenging because it goes against all we have been socialized to believe. There has been no space for any of us to dream of anything outside of what we have been born into. So to continue to dream up ways to feel and find rest and care and healing is liberation. Right? So we have to break free from the programmed ways that the world tells us we're supposed to be. And it's easy to get caught up in this rat race and the busyness of life, sometimes as a way to hide our feelings, right? Because maybe we're too busy to actually do the work to do the deep healing around self-love. Maybe we're too busy to actually forgive, to heal our relationships, to have the difficult conversation to devote the time and the sacred energy of self-reflection that will move us forward in a very real way for what we desire. But how many times do we put that kind of stuff on the back burner because of everything else we have to do? Yet taking the time to rest, to nurture ourselves, to have those healing conversations, to show up in community like this, to the classes, to the workshops, that is when we can nurture our souls and be with one another who sees this divine spark within ourselves and reminds us who we are, so we don't get caught up with everything going on out there. And it just takes a moment, a breath, to return to that place. So I've shared a bit about my journey with this, and I invite you to consider for yourself, right? What are your own beliefs, or what's your own relationship with busyness, with hustle, with enoughness, with rest? Do you embrace periods of conscious rest? Maybe you do, but then you still feel guilty or shame for resting, right? I may have shared this before. Like, I've noticed, like, I'm doing all the things of the house, and then finally, like, okay, I'm just going to sit down. And I, like, sit down on the couch. Maybe I get on my phone or turn on the TV, and then I hear Heather and Cadence coming home, and I have this, like, reaction, like, turn off the TV, go back, I'm doing the dishes, right? And it's like, what is that? You know, like, that is because I'm feeling like I'm needing to prove something because I don't want her to judge and think that I'm lazy, but that's not even what she's thinking. That is within me. And what if I were to allow myself to just lay on the couch and watch TV and be like, hey, when she comes home? I mean, I still be like, I did this and that and the other today. She's like, great. You know, it's like, oh, okay, there's something I'm needing to, like, prove again to myself. She don't care. I mean, she cares if the dishes get done, but that's a different story. So rest is not a selfish endeavor. In fact, it is needed for deep, sustainable change. So I invite you to reflect on these questions this week. When you try to rest, what thoughts come up for you? Do you honor your intention to rest? Or do you get pulled into busyness instead? When you think of a blissful day of rest, what images emerge for you? What qualities of God, of divine, of the Spirit do you feel when you feel called to this place of bliss and rest? And how can you honor your soul's yearning for these qualities and experiences? Pay attention, right? So are you willing to make rest a priority, to cultivate moments of flow? Let us commit to consciously transforming this lie of not enoughness by doing the work in our own hearts, in our own minds, in our own consciousness, to be a part of shifting for the collective and creating an opening for those more mystical experiences, for dreaming, for listening to that inner guidance on how we can co-create a world that works for everyone, not just a few, and a world where all beings are loved for who they truly are. The divine made manifest, spirit in form. So let us let go and let spirit flow. Yes? Let's take it into prayer. Taking a nice deep breath. Be here now. Be here now. How good it is to recognize the one life that is the ever-present love of God, the one life that is wholeness, that is infinite, pure potentiality. This life of love, of wholeness, of peace is living and moving and having its very being in, as, and through me, in, as, and through all. So how good it is to remember, to awaken to this truth, and to remember who we are. Something within me knows. And so it is from this place of oneness that I speak this word now for all those who are in need of a prayer this day. To feel the energy, the vibration of this intention, lifting us all up out of the hustle and the frenzy of our culture, and lifting us up to that flow state where things work out in such miraculous ways of flow and synchronicity that we can't help but say, thank you, God, for what else could it be? How good it is to know that we are in the flow. And we are always sourced by, backed by the entire universe. We have that infinite power and potential within us. So rest easy and allow for all that we are here to do, we do through allowing, through becoming, by honoring who we are here to be, and let this inform what we are here to do. So taking a deep breath of love and gratitude, taking a deep breath, accepting the fulfillment of this prayer as I release it, let it be. And so it is. And so it is, yes. Yes. So we're going to move into our community song. Knowing. Yeah. Taking that moment, that's okay. Just a breath. We can sit here another minute. Knowing that there is always love.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
So I invite you now to turn to someone and to say, today I will rest. Today I will rest. All right, so today is the last Sunday of the month. Not only is it Potluck Sunday, but it is also Giving Sunday, where we get to highlight an organization, folks in our community that are up to something good. So before we move into our offering, I'm going to invite up the Mitchells, and they're going to tell us a little bit about their work. Yeah, nice shirt.
That's true. I asked God to make me a better person. He sent me a wife. Hello, my name is James. This is Chelsea. We are the Mitchells. Nice to meet everybody. We're thrilled to be here today talking about busyness and hustle. Like on a Tuesday night, if you see a night in of the Mitchells, we're super busy. Mm-hmm. Not only on Tuesdays, like we, on days that we're not giving to the homeless, we're picking up donations for them or doing something to the extent of helping the homeless. Mm-hmm. We, just this past week, we was able to provide 4 families with a food box. Over December and Thanksgiving, we was able to do, I think, about 15 food boxes. We go down every Tuesday, 6 p.m., right across from Lexington. I don't know if y'all have seen the line, but there's another church down there they feed. We originally started out, we was cooking for them, and they would come up and beg us for, hey, do you all have a blanket? Do you all have any long sleeves, jackets, anything? We started out, we still are a food company. We pop up tents at miscellaneous events, but we jumped right in to help. Mm-hmm. So our churches, we called our churches. We got 986 blankets donated to us. And we have distributed them all the way into Ohio. Wow. The food boxes, we help people here in Lexington, but we do help surrounding counties. We've helped Winchester, Clay City, Richmond, several people in need. And we just believe giving back that's the number one thing to the Mitchells. You got to give back. I mean, the good Lord, He put it on our hearts, and like we've even provided hand warmers, jackets, basic necessities. There is over 2,500 people alone homeless here in Lexington. And they're wanting to, I don't know if you all seen one of the news stories, but they're wanting to criminalize homelessness. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, SB 5, I believe. So look that up. Talk to Adam. He has information if you want to call and talk to your representative about that.
And, of course, if you all want to follow the Mitchells, we have all the news stories on there. Mm-hmm. We're 100% against this because that's going to put a lot of people in jail. Yeah. And, I mean, that's a luxury for them. So, I mean, honestly, 3 meals and getting one, a lot of them probably would want that. And that's sad that they want to be in jail rather than with their family and stuff. Yeah. But it is really bad out there. We only, we're down there 6 to 7:30, and we almost freeze to death. And every time we think we're cold, we think about them. Mm-hmm. This is Chelsea. My name is James. We're both at Mitchell. I'll let you. She's very shy. But I want to thank Rainbow. Mm-hmm. Jean, thank you for reaching out to us. Everything, if anybody has any winter clothing, winter necessities, non-perishable food items, the Mitchells will greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to get your flyer out there. We got a menu and another paper that says what we're doing, and there's a bucket out there. I thank you all so much for recognizing us.
Yes, thank you. Give them some love. Thank you, yes. So, yes, I'm going to make you stand the rest of the time to get it. Yes. So, 2 people, right, that felt called to give, listened to that voice and did it. So, the donations, any of you that brought by donations last week, they picked them up, and we had bags of blankets and coats already, and you can talk to them of how we can continue to support in that effort. So thank you, thank you. All right, so we're going to move into our time of conscious giving now. We're going to pass a basket in the room, but you can also give online, via text, mail in your gifts, all the ways. But let us first do this together by repeating after me something that's somewhere on here. Here we go. Divine love as me.
Divine love as me.
Multiplies and blesses and multiplies all that I have.
Blesses and multiplies all that I have.
All that I give.
All that I give.
And all that I receive.
All that I receive.
I joyously contribute to the vision of Ahava, knowing it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Y'all got it. Woo! Yes, let's sing in the gratitude.
Gratitude before me. Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me. Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
Grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
Grateful.
Yes. And let's go right into welcoming our youth. Oh, they're waiting. They're like, they're like, do either.
Here we go.
We love you. You're the shining star. Wonderful. Just the way you are. We celebrate your sacred face. We love you just the way you are. Just the way you are. We love you just the way you are. We do.
Well, I took the mic, even though Amina was the official teacher today. Do you want me to pass it to you? No, go ahead. So today, we have a long affirmation because the first part of the affirmation is going to stay the same all the way through February, and the end is going to change. So the first part is, we co-create a world that works for everyone by
taking care of living things.
Yes.
So, what did we did a couple things today. What did we do after we read our book?
We had this paper that said have you helped your friend, and what was that, and we wrote down
Yeah. It was the back page of the book. It had questions that were, how did you help a friend? How have friends helped you? Just to kind of get that into our awareness. And
What does Boyza have?
We didn't actually have time to complete the craft, so you're bringing it home. What did we do? Adonis, do you want to share?
I see.
What are you going to take home to make?
we're gonna take home to make bird feeders.
Bird feeders. Anyone else want to share anything?
We also did a crossword puzzle of all the animals that we're probably going to get the bird feeder to.
Oh. All the different types of birds that you could see coming to your bird feeder. Yes. So.
One more thing right here.
Okay.
And also, one person or other people found one word and then they showed everybody else where it was. But this, so we...
You helped each other?
Yes.
So one person found one word and we showed everybody else, and they found another.
Oh, that's great.
They helped each other through the whole morning, and it was a great morning. So
He wants to be on stage.
that's all.
too.
Thank you.
Woo! Give him up.
Come on.
You want to come with me or Mama? He goes, nope, I'm coming up.
When he's a rock star someday,
Yes.
he'll be on the late night show. They say, well, how did you get started? He said, well, it was the funniest thing, my earliest memory.
All right, come on, you.
Some folks are just born for the stage. What can you say? All right, we have a few amazing things coming up. If we can look at our slides for announcements here, we have using shamanism to clarify your personal vision. This workshop coming up with our very own Melissa Condor is Saturday, March 2nd from 10 to noon on a donation basis, and all the money that comes in for that, she is generously donating back to Ahava, and you can sign up online. Tomorrow night, Foundation starts, and we are doing Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. It's a 6-week foundational course. It is amazing. Many of you have already signed up, but it's not too late. It's going to be in person and online, so you can do it from the comfort of your home, wherever you live around the world, or here and join in person. We're going to go over our core principles and practices and learn such things, such as how to do affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment, and how to really change your thinking in order to change your life. So see me if you're interested in that. Don't let money be an obstacle. We have many opportunities for making that work. Grief circles start today. Patty, if somebody's here and didn't sign up in advance, can they see you? Okay. Just come and you'll work it out. It's a 6-week session meeting on Sundays after service starting today. And we have something else, I think, maybe? Yes? No? No? Okay, great. Let us now stand. And just a reminder that Practitioner Patty is here. If you would like prayer support, she'll be in the prayer corner, and you can make prayer requests there and online. Jennifer's going to come up real quick and tell us something about our potluck before we benedict. Is that a verb? Okay.
Is this still on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just making you stand a little longer, stretch it out, right, before you eat.
Since everybody's together right now, once we go into the community room, it gets harder to talk to everyone. We're trying something different this month in terms of the potluck. Jennifer had a great idea to put the cutlery on the tables so that you're not having to worry about holding your plate and getting your cutlery and napkins and all that. Napkins and cutleries on the table, so as you're going through the line, if you don't find those, it's because once you sit down, you'll find your cutlery. The other thing is we are really talking about working on flow. We're going to try and work on our flow of our line, so it will start and go past the like the sink area, trying to do one line
to the left. Like
yeah,
if you're
to
late
the
for the
left.
hall, go to your left and then around, I think. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then if you want to get dessert later, it'll be on the other side near the coffee. And that's it.
No dessert first? So if I just want dessert, can I go to the right? No. Don't listen to me. Mike, yes.
Yes, before we close, I would like to share with you that we have a very special guest with us today, a young woman who is a graduate student at the University of Kentucky studying piano performance. And her name is Belle Zhang. She's back there with her friend, whose name I unfortunately did not catch. But Belle and Rainbow are having conversations about our need for a piano player. We don't know where that's going to go or what the thoughts are. But I would invite all of you to just go by and introduce yourself to Belle and her friend and say whatever you have to say. We're very, very happy. You know, if you're seriously thinking about giving up your rest on a Sunday morning and coming down here to play a piano gig, at least it would be nice to be among friends, don't you
Yes.
think? So you might want
Yes.
to share that.
So
with
welcome,
them. Thank
Belle.
you.
We look forward to hearing you play. Thank you. All right, so now repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my rest.
Life is in my rest.
I accept it.
I accept it.
I am it.
I am it.
Just the way it appears.
Just the way it appears.
And just the way it appears not.
Just the way it appears not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Yes.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Friends, thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Back today. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. One more time, this healing. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Have a great week, everybody.